We also would want to talk about issues to do with vibration, issues to do with noise. Those are some of the issues or concerns that come from the mining industry, which will directly and indirectly affect communities in which mining ventures are in.
Around September last year, it came to our knowledge that the City Council had leased out Dangamvura Mountain. About 6.5 hectares of that mountain had been leased to a company called Freestone for quarry mining.
So as people who are using social media skills and tools to amplify transparency and accountability issues, the issue of environmental protection is something that came up during the back and forth deliberations between council and the citizens or the community involved, which is Dangamvura and parts of Sakubu.
Surrounding our city, there are a number of areas of mining ventures that are within there. Mostly of them are controlled. We've got a quarry right at the southwestern part of the city, which has been existing for quite a number of years prior, but this has been regulated. Then within the boundaries to the northeast, we have mining companies that are coming from the Mutare area. They haven't come into the city boundary as well, but projections is that their effect would also have an effect or an impact upon the Christmas Pass area.
As an organization, as the big conversation, our main focus was on amplifying issues to do with how the tender process and how the mining interest was going to go against the environmental protection of the given mountain.
We came together with other civil society organizations in Mutare to challenge this development, because it was going to cause serious environmental damage, and also it was going to cause a lot of damage to houses that are around that development.
The relationship we share with the local authority is that the local authority is the implementer and the landowner, and the agency is the regulator. So the local authority is the one that issues land and allocates areas of operation for any developer that is coming in, and we are only an environment agency. We regulate only environmental issues for those that have already been allocated land to operate on upon. So for example, if a developer is coming, let's say for example to come to do mining within a local authority, the local authority will do the initial engagement and allocate them where they are supposed to be mining in terms of their local the Town and Country Planning Act, as well as other regulations that comes, like say for example from the Ministry of Mines. And then when all that is set and is agreed upon, the Environmental Management Agency now comes to help the local authority to regulate this new player who is coming, to say what is environmentally acceptable and what is not environmentally acceptable. So we sort of like do an oversight role over the developers that are within a locality.
We fully respect the final decision that came out. The investor eventually withdrew, and council stood by that decision. But going forward, we also need to be very much aware of the environmental impacts of mining concerns and investments on the communities that surround the affected communities, and we also need to safeguard against environmental degradation within our cities, within our local authorities, and even within rural communities.
In future, such developments should never be repeated. The environment is very important. The Constitution also guarantees that people have a right to live in a clean and safe environment, and having blasting and dust being generated from a quarry that is very close to housing development becomes very worrisome. So my recommendation goes to Mutare City Council that in future, when they want to do similar projects or even bigger projects that are along those lines, they should consult wider, particularly in the affected communities in Mutare.
Projects like reforestation programs, tree planting, forest reclamation must be put forward by stakeholders who are responsible in the environment in trying to come back with a solution or trying to impose a solution on the environmental damages that are undergoing in Dangamvura.
So as the Environmental Management Agency, it is our duty and our mandate to make sure that the ambient environment is controlled and maintained to certain levels that are agreed in principle, to say that if you are a polluter, according to the polluter pays principle, you stay within the boundaries that are defined by the law, that then would make the coexistence of the operator and the local communities to be in harmony.
My advice to every young youth out there is that it's not only a source of employment of cutting down trees for firewood or selling, like that is undergoing in Dora, whereby most youths are being involved in the cutting down of trees and quarrying because of search of money. There are other activities that can generate money. So I'm urging that whenever you see organizations or people who are saying let's plant trees, please join. It's good for us, it's good for the environment, it's good for the biodiversity of the environment. Let's support tree planting programs. Let's partner with those who will be running reforestation programs. It is life to plant trees, so avoid deforestation at all sectors.